Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Minute, where we're throwing strikes and getting likes, hitting dingers, getting listeners. Back again with another podcast. Today we are talking pitchers. So we are going to talk about the additions that we've made so far, the trades, and everything pitchers right now. There's been a lot of conversation in the last 24 hours that we have an abundance of starting pitchers. And I want to dive right into this because I don't think we have an abundance. I think we have just enough. And the reason I say that is depth moves. Everything's about depth moves. The Brewers have been doing this, God, as far back as the 2018 season, I guess. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about the guys that are currently on the roster, where I think they're all going to shape out and turn out at the end of the season, and where we're going to be with our starting pitching and our pitching depth that we have. So first thing I want to talk about is who I think the starting 5 to 6 are going to be. Now, we know that Craig Counsell over the years has liked to use 6 guys at times, gives a little extra rest, and just kind of works out with matchups and things of that nature. So obviously we're going to start at the top. Corbin Burnes is going to be your opening day starter, followed by Brandon Woodruff, Eric Lauer, then Freddie Peralta, and Wade Miley. That goes without saying that I think those guys are our top guys, and then everybody falls underneath that. So then underneath that, we have Ashby, Hauser, Alexander, Wilson. And they're not mentioning Small because Small is not he's still got to earn his spot. These are all guys that are major league ready and major league playing already at this juncture. So that's one of the big things here. Small might still get some time to work just because, he came up, he had that blow up start, he got blown up by the Cubs. Was it the Cubs? I think it was the Cubs. Oh, Ryan Braun. But yeah, so without a doubt, Burnes, Woodruff, Lauer, Peralta, and Wade Miley are going to be starters. I think that 6th position could be an Ashby-Hauser combination. I think you're going to see Alexander and Wilson more or less in long relief. I also think Ashby would be well suited for that because they've done that before in the past. And these guys played well. Your median age here is 26, 27. The oldest guy is actually Brandon Woodruff at 29 years old. So that's really awesome. And to have those guys that we can slot in at relief, long relief, and starting, somebody goes down, which we know happens. It's a long season. It's 162 games. We're going to have guys go down. So for relief pitchers, we've got Devin Williams, Bush, Peter Strzelecki, Holby Milner, Guerra, Hauser, Cousins. Oh, so yeah, they're just shaping. Pampas. I don't know that one. All right, sorry. I'm looking at all the pitchers in depth here. Lucas Ekra, Ethan Small, Cam Robinson, Gus Farland, Justin Yeager, Tyson Miller, and Alex Claudio. These are guys all kind of fighting for spots. And then we have the additions of your Jason Junk, Javi Guerra, I guess is, and then we've still got Justin Topa. I forgot about Justin Topa, man. Okay, so we've got a lot of pieces here. Now, where are all of them going to fit? Well, I think over years past, we've used a lot of guys. I think at one point we had 60 some odd call-ups. I remember them talking about it in the brawl. And that's where you have Holby Milner for 2 weeks, and you use him every day, and then you take him out. So I'm thinking that guys like that are actually going to stay longer. But these other pieces piecemeal guys are going to be. We don't know what a Jake Cousins is going to do on the return. We don't know what Peter Strzelecki in season 2 is really going to do. Jason Junk is new. Elvis Perguro. I hate these names. Perguro. Sorry if I'm butchering these, but yeah, we just don't know. I mean, you don't know who's going to turn into something. Speaking of turn into something, we're watching 163, and Chassin is pitching. Chassin was a guy that turned into something. So you don't know where your pieces are going to come in a long season, and that's kind of where you get to be a little bit optimistic. I guess is the best part about this is you don't know who's going to be Gus Varland. And then the guy we added yesterday, Bryce. I think it goes by Bryce. Bryce Wilson. But these guys are all kind of over the board with talent levels. We do have that pitching lab, so I hope we can get these guys in there and some of these young guys and work with them and put the Brewers magic on it. I'm looking at a list here, and it looks like we are kind of mid-pack as far as our ratings for pitchers. The pitchers WAR is 41.9 overall for our team. And we're about midway down. Yankees, Mets, Padres, Braves, Rays, Blue Jays, Astros, Dodgers, Cardinals, Guardians, Phillies, Mariners, Rangers, White Sox, and then us. Then the Angels. So we're mid-pack for overall rankings at this juncture. Which I don't think is a bad thing. I think, we're not as dominant as we were because the Brewers had to put a lot of weight on those pitchers. When we're not scoring, when the offense isn't scoring runs, your pitchers aren't going to be getting wins. You could have all the quality starts in the world, but if we have no runs on the board, you got to be pulled out at some point. I mean, unfortunately, you're not going to go 10 innings or 9 innings, not 10 innings, sorry, 9 innings. With your starters. That just isn't the modern game of baseball. I know that 7 or 8 is even stretching it at this point. Most of our guys go 5 and 6, which is great. I mean, we're getting innings for these young guys, which is incredible and amazing all at the same time. But let's focus though. Let's focus down on. Let's just look at kind of where these guys all. Stat leaders. So innings, that was an easy one. Corbin Burns with 202. He had 30% K rate, 6.4% walk rate, 259 BABIP, 3.14 for FIP, and WAR of 4.6. So he was the top dog. Then we had Brandon Woodruff next up. Overall rankings. He was similar in the meat and potatoes stats. 30 point. He was actually a little higher. 30.6% K rate, a 6.8 walk rate. 285 BABIP, 3.08 FIP, and a 3.5 WAR. The next closest innings-wise was Eric Lauer, actually. He had 158.2, 23% K rate, 8.9% walk rate. Yeah, he was right up there. So now Freddie Peralta is the one. Ooh, Devin Williams ranks up here. That's kind of interesting. So, but Freddie Peralta. Let's talk about Freddie Peralta, and then we'll go back to Devin Williams. Freddie Peralta actually missed a good majority of the season, and that's where this depth really comes in. I think a lot of people forget when it comes to free agency time, how much depth is actually really needed and what we're doing with this depth. So Freddie Peralta only pitched a total of 78 innings last year. So he was really, he did about half of what everybody else did. I mean, Devin Williams had 60 innings and a 40% K rate, 12.5% walk rate. His numbers are a little skewed, a little different, obviously. 1.83 ERA. Yeah. So, I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, we get these guys some more innings. Next up in line for length of innings would then be Adrian Hauser. He had a 15.2% strikeout rate, a 10% walk rate. He's a ground ball pitcher, though. So, I mean, he's not striking guys out. So, as of the depth chart, this is the Fangraphs. I like to use Fangraphs. The depth chart for starting pitchers goes like this: Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, Eric Lauer, Peralta, Wade Miley, Ashby, Hauser, Alexander, and Wilson. 1%. They have really low percents on those bottom guys. But yeah, so that's in case of emergency break glass. That's where you're going to use those guys. Relief pitchers, they got it lined up at Devin Williams, Matt Bush, Peter Strzelecki, Hobie Milner, Javi Guerra, Adrian Hauser, Jake Cousins, Bryce Wilson, Justin Topa, and Payampas. Sorry. I don't know. I like our chances. I'd like to see more of where we get going and what happens with these guys. I still think we're at the point where pieces need to kind of fall into play. If any other roster additions or roster changes are going to happen between here and there. Our pitching actually ranked pretty well last year. The big thing here is the big thing with this is sustainability. So I think we need to work on getting this sustainable, and keep this rotation healthy. And I think we got to do what we got to do to do that. 2022 Brewers pitching. I'm just trying to look to see where we fell in the big rank of clubs. Baldy signed or as official. Pitching stance. I should have had this up. Hard thing with stats. Stats are you don't exactly get what you command. You know what I mean? You don't exactly get everything you ask for when you pull something up. So this is pitching leaders. That's all. WAR for pitchers. Let's just take a look at this. This is actually kind of interesting. We'll see if we led any category. So games started. Burns was actually in a tie for that. He was one of the top ranked. Contra, of course, is all over this board, and Verlander. A couple Klugers. That's funny. Patrick Corbin gave up the most hits. I don't have a reference team, so I do this live as I do this a lot of times. I basically carve out the topics that I'm talking about, but I do this live as I go. So it doesn't say. Cole had 257 strikeouts. I just wanted to do it by team. LB standings, leaders, and awards. Nope, that's not what I wanted. course, it doesn't work out when I click it. That's okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We were not in the top. I guess I was wrong. I thought we were closer to the top than that. Top 100 starting pitchers. Let's check it out. Oh, here we go. Corbin Burns, according to Fantrax headquarters, it was top 3. But then they got Verlander and Sandy Alcantara 5 and 6, so that kind of doesn't make as much sense to me, considering what the Cy Young awards that were given out. So it's hard to say. I mean, you could rank everybody. I could do a ranking episode. I don't know if you guys want to see that or watch me rank some players. Do let me know. I want to see by staff. Okay. Well, moving on. I guess we'll move independent of that at this current juncture, and we'll move on to the next part of the show here. I'm gonna do individual breakdowns of like where I think people's records are gonna be and stuff like that, but that's gonna be for another video, not today. So we covered the pitching staff. Now we're gonna move on to a quick moment to talk about our one and only sponsor, and that is SeatGeek. So use the code Miller Park Minute at SeatGeek, get $20 off your first purchase, concert tickets, football, basketball, baseball, you name it. $20 off with the code Miller Park Minute at SeatGeek. So I just want to give a plug to this show. It is live. No, just kidding. It's not live. It's every morning, 5:30 a.m. is the upload time. Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Over on YouTube, you can watch the stream, the video of version of this. So feel free to hit me up with any questions. If you want to guest star on the show, if you want to come in and give me some stats, share the screen with me for a few moments. If you just want to have a little weekly 2 minutes, let me know. All right, so we're going to break into some news around the league. So first and foremost, Carlos Correa is now being talked about. Looks like the news is he is talking to another team. So we're gonna have the saga continue with some more medical records. We're gonna find something, I guess. Next up, Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer is looks to be like he's going to be released. The deadline for that is tomorrow evening, so we will find out the fate of Trevor Bauer. It looks like if the Dodgers make the decision to not keep him and to release him or to try and trade him, they are on the hook for his whole contract. So see how badly they don't want him. I mean, they weren't in on Carlos Correa just because their fans didn't want him. So I don't get that. Like, okay, he wasn't the one who caused the cheating scandal that wrecked your World Series, and you got a World Series anyways, and they got another World Series after that. So really. Back to news around the league. Looks like Mike Moustakas' release is finally official. I kind of joked that we should get him back, but don't really want him. Braves outright Hoy Park. So Hoy Park has been sent to AAA. The Blue Jays claim Junior Fernandez from the Yankees. Giants placed Tommy La Stella on the waivers, on the release waivers. I don't know what's different from the release from the regular, but okay. Pirates designate Zach Thompson for assignment. Cubs signed Dom Numes to a minor league deal. Diamondbacks designate Edwin Usita for assignment. Yeah. And then there's a big article about Carlos Correa. Oh my god, that guy's story is this is gonna be infamous. We're gonna be like, remember when Carlos Correa couldn't find a team because he had a bamboo leg and a broken arm, and then the Orioles. Oh, somebody had hernia surgery, so that's not it. But that brings me to bringing up the Orioles brings me to another funny one. So, and I don't know the player off the top. Maybe I can click on the Orioles and find out who it was. The Orioles just in December released a guy, and by team, let's go to Baltimore. They released a guy. He then got picked up and then released again, and then they traded for somebody. And okay, here it is. I knew it was something weird. Okay, so they went out and traded for Ryan O'Hearn. So they originally placed a claim on Lewin Diaz in December. They then DFA'd him. He was then picked up by another team. Then they made a trade for Ryan O'Hearn. Then after trading for him, they decided to designate O'Hearn and pick up Lewin Diaz again. I don't know what player or who in the situation I feel bad for. I mean, the Orioles aren't the bad organization that they used to be. So, I mean, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but like, man, that's messed up. Just, man, that's messed up. Like, I'm trying to see who they traded. Chris Valmont. Oh, no, they designated somebody for him, too. Oh, my Lord. That sounds like a mess. I mean, it could always be worse. So the next part I'm going to talk about is 11 top plays to remember from the 2022 season. So the hardest hit ball was O'Neill Cruz. O'Neill Cruz is that disgusting new player, and I mean disgusting in a good way. Disgustingly good new player out in Pittsburgh. He hit one at 122.4 miles per hour, and it was a single. Longest home run was by CJ Crone. That guy's a monster. I wish we would have gotten him at some point. 504 feet. And he crushed that out of Coors. Giancarlo Stanton, hardest hit home run at 119.8 miles an hour at Yankee Stadium. Fastest strikeout pitch was, it wasn't. I was going to say this was green. I thought this was going to be green all day. Johan Dern of the Twins, 103.2 miles per hour on September 11th. Lowest strikeout was Diego Castro, 50.7. He's got to be a position player. I don't even know who that is. Is that a position player? Utility infielder. Yep. Okay. That's what I thought. Gotta love when a utility infielder comes in and fastest inside the park home run was Kevin Kiermaier at 14.85 seconds on May 24th. God, look at him run. I don't have any licensing, so I can't show the clips, but if you go to MLB.com and type the plays in, you can see all these and react yourself. Fastest triple, Corbin Carroll at 10.75 seconds. Do you guys think Yelly's going to get more triples now? I just thought about that, like with the wide of all the bases and everything. I don't know. Maybe he'll up his number of triples. I don't remember how many he had, but or do you think triples? I guess the better question is, do you think triples will go up throughout the league because of the new rules and the? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Best pop time on a caught stealing, JT Realmuto, 1.73 seconds. Hardest outfield assist, Aristide Queen of the Reds, 101.6 miles an hour. So he's got a cannon too. You know who has a cannon? That O'Neal Cruz. He's really got a cannon for an arm. You see some of those plays that he did last year. Oh, and outfield assist, O'Neal Cruz, 97.8 miles an hour. Oof, that's a rocket throw. Rocket throw. Bonus, toughest catch. George Springer, he had a 5% catch rate, or catch probability on Murray's first catch. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Right at the wall. He slides up, catches it, and throws it back in. Damn. Go watch those. Go watch those. That's your homework for tonight. Go watch those. Okay, so I covered all that, guys. I've talked your ears off this week. If you like this format and you like me just sitting in front of the microphone and just kind of BSing, I can bring on guests too. I have that capability with the software that we're using. So if that's something you'd like to see me bring on guests, so 0-0. We're only in the bottom of the second of this game. I started this on YouTube a little while ago, and I just never finished it. Yeah, this game is on YouTube. You can't buy it. You know how Apple sells games or other places sell games. You can't. Okay. The light bulb right there. New topic. Why doesn't MLB? I know they sell access via MLB.com, MLB.tv, but why can't you buy individual games? That is a money maker right there. Think about it. Okay, if you could buy a season pass for, say, I don't know what they charge for the MLB.tv, or you pay a little bit more. Like, say you pay a little bit more and then you just own the games. So, like, if you've got a favorite Brewers game from, say, 2018 season, you could then watch it. This is a moneymaker. Where are they not doing this? Why are they not doing this? Oh my gosh. I just shot a brilliance right there. Okay. For instance, like, I can go on Apple right now. I can buy a slew of games. I own a couple, actually. I have like a series of different no-hitters, a couple playoff games. I think I own the Bloody Sock game. Why don't they just do it as a whole for the whole team? Like, okay, say I want every 162 games of the 2022 season. Why don't they sell that, license it to me? Like I buy a TV season, or like I buy a movie digitally. Why don't they do that? Because that would be a huge moneymaker. Or, well, I mean, maybe not a huge moneymaker, but you've already produced the content. You've got it sitting in a library. You've got an archive of it. I think people would pay for that. Comment down below if you think if you'd pay for that. I mean, I like that. I like to rewatch games. I like to have something on in the background when I'm getting a little itch for baseball in January, February, March before this actual season takes place. I'll watch playoff games. I actually own every playoff game that the Brewers have had that's available for sale on Apple. I own them all right now. Would you do that? I don't know. That's like money on the table. I think Major League Baseball as a whole doesn't like this whole program with MLB.tv that we got going in the background. Now this was a game that's actually off of YouTube. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but yeah, I'm watching it off of YouTube. I just searched it. I found it. They got the full 3-hour game or whatever, but it was somebody who recorded off of MLB.tv. So my question is, why can't we as a whole broadcast the content? Because if I post a clip of MLB, they copyright claim it. They don't strike me. They don't like. That's why I'm not sharing those videos that I just talked about them and reacted, because for me it doesn't pay to put up a video that I can't monetize. I guess you'd have to understand YouTube monetization, but it's just copyrighted. And like, I have videos on my channel that are highlight films, and I'm like, there's really no point of them being there anymore. You can Google them and find them. It's a way for people to find my channel, sure, but like, you could find those from anybody. You don't need me to find those. You don't need my channel. I stopped doing it because I stopped caring about it. But that being said, why don't they license a service instead of having you pay for this? Which, by the way, MLB.TV is a far superior project, but why don't you pay for individual access or individual rights to your team? Like, it needs to be more fluid. And I know this is where it comes in with blackouts and you got, this is actually an ESPN game, so I'm sure they've got their hand in the pie too. But I think they could do it and make a little bit of money for the teams. I mean, the Yankees and Red Sox and the big markets might be a little bit more, but gosh, I bet you could sell it to guys like me, diehard Brewers fans would buy this product if you could own digitally or even a physical copy. Like, they used to make World Series DVD films, and I don't know that I've seen them in a couple of years. I don't know. Like, a lot of products have gone by the wayside. Oh, this is the final piece, and I'm going to talk about this as I talk about products that have gone by the wayside. So, behind me here on this shelf, I actually have a collection of basically every Brewers book that's ever been written. I have most of the media guides because I like that info. And I like to look up random stats from players from the media guide. So what I'll do is I'll pull that up, scroll through it. They're $10, $12, whatever they are, 15 maybe is what they got to at a peak. But it was something that they sold for years and years and years. And then post-pandemic season, they didn't sell it. I think they gave it away for free as a download. Starting in 2021, 2022. But it's not the same. Like, I don't want a digital download. I want physical paper. This is the sport of baseball. We're old school people. I would have a stack of VHSs with every game on it if they recorded in true quality. You know what I mean? Like, I would record them all. I'd have 162 VHS tapes of baseball games. But that's me. I just, I think, and then I'm gonna get a little anger. So today the Brewers announced, and I want to see if it's actually on their website. I wasn't on the Brewers website earlier. I was on FanFest. Has gone away. We all know this, right? I'm not breaking any. Originally, COVID was the reason for taking away the Brewers annual On Deck, right? We loved it. I had some of the best times as a Brewers fan at On Deck because it was just an opportunity to go face to face with players, and there's a lot of fans there, and it was a good time. We're all there for the common good. Okay, so they do have it. This is actually Twitter, but that's fine, whatever. So they are doing the hot stove and cold brews. Interact with Brewers players, mascot appearances, photo ops, prizes, live Q&A. Where? Dugout 54, 5328 West Blue Mound Road, Milwaukee. So basically that's like if you go out of the stadium and go out onto Blue Mound through that, or if you go onto Blue Mound to go to the stadium, it's right there. It's right by Kelly's. It's Wednesday, January 18th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. And you're going to get Willie Adames, Freddie Peralta, Aaron Ashby, Garrett Mitchell, Owen Miller, Wisconsin native, Sal Frelick, Craig Counsell, and Matt Arnold. It's completely free. Now, they got rid of an event that had a facility. And I mean a facility. Like, the Wisconsin Star was huge and had a great layout for this. And you got like every member of the team. You got all the prospects. I mean, Keston Hare was there before he was a Brewer. Who else? Lots of guys. Multitudes of guys. I have a picture of my son with Corbin Burns when he had glasses on, when he was super little, and it was super cool. But the thing is, they got rid of this, and I'm sorry, but that was a moneymaker. I'm sure people renewed or bought season tickets. People bought merchandise. I always saw people walking around with autographs and stuff like that, and they had booths that vendors could rent and things like that, right? But they got rid of that, and it's just I can't imagine that was a money loser for them. I mean, I thought it hyped people up. I enjoyed it, and you paid. It was a write off because the money you were paying per autograph was going to charity. So I'm obviously assuming, because they say photo ops, that this is not going to be a signature event. I don't think they're going to allow these guys to sign. Dugout 54 is a great establishment. I love it. If you go back post-COVID, when they did the reopening day after the COVID season, I actually went there with my wife. I think that vlog is up on the YouTube channel somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't post that. But anyways, the guy that owns it used to own Kelly's. He's a super nice guy. It's a cool place, but it's not big. And knowing the way Milwaukee fans turn out, this is going to get really ugly and be really bad. Because there's going to be people just lined up around the block. You might as well close off Bluemount Street for this. I don't know how they're going to set this up, because that's at a weird spot on Bluemount too. So guess we'll find out. But it shows where the organization doesn't care about us anymore, because I can guarantee you there's probably, out of the 30 teams, there's probably 20 of them that do a fan fest. I know they were talking about the Twins Fan Fest on Talking Baseball, because the Trevor Plouffe participates in that. Oh, there's a cute little video of Brandon Woodruff. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I don't know. That stuff irritates me, and that's where I get more negative. And I'm not going to get down the negative train today. I've not even mentioned the player that we won't mention that got traded away. But yeah, I look forward to that. That should be fun. I'm going to try and go to that. I got to tell the wife about it. I forgot to. Yeah. So we look forward to coming back and doing more in-person stuff, more live stuff. I used to get to do that all the time. With the last, it's just been hard, COVID and everything like that. But I really look forward to it with the expansion of, oh my Lord, I don't think I've mentioned this, with the expansion of the fact that we're going to play more teams overall, that we're going to play teams that we don't even see on a regular basis. Who isn't excited for that? That's one of the things that I totally forgot about, and I'm really, really excited about it. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. I'm super excited about that. So hold on. We're going to stop that, and we're going to come back to that. So remember yesterday I was talking about the 2023 non-roster invitees. Well, they actually officially 2 minutes ago posted a list, or maybe it's been up for a while and I just missed it. Alex Claudio, Thomas Pannone, who we just acquired. I actually just talked about that the other day. Colin Willis, is that a real 5 guy? 53rd pick in the 2012 draft, Rangers. Yeah, that was a rule. I think that's a Rule 5 pickup. Eddie Alvarez, he's an infielder. The others were all pitchers. Alex Jackson, Tobias Myers, Andrew Monsterio. So these are all guys that are invited to big league camp. So what I was saying though, we're going back to. I'm sorry, I got to circle back to what we were talking about there. So we have the opportunity to see more teams and stuff like that. Now, I definitely want to get that opportunity to go see the Angels and get an opportunity to see Shohei Ohtani play ball. I'm not going to have to travel to Chicago unless we miss him by a couple days. I'm actually excited to get the opportunity to see the Yankees. Judge, of course. You know, you want to see the Red Sox, and I like watching the Dodgers. Actually, I'm gonna put that out there. I like watching the Dodgers. I know a lot of people hate the Dodgers because they eliminated us, but I like watching the good teams play. I want to see the Mets now that they have this team. I'm about good baseball. I really enjoy good baseball all the way around. So I'm just gonna put that out there. I enjoy the baseball in every aspect and form. I watch the shows nightly. I'll probably watch it while doing this podcast, and we'll do live reactions. So I don't know. We'll see how that schedule fits in for the rest of the 2021 season. And let's take a look at the schedule for 2023 regular season schedule. We'll see which is the first interleague team I am going to go see. All right. So, World Baseball Classic. World Baseball Classic. Oh, is that going to go? Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. So we start off for Cubs for 2, Mets, Cardinals, D-backs, Padres, Seattle. Seattle is our first interleague, and then our first home interleague is going to be the Boston Red Sox, and then the Tigers roll into town. And then, right around my birthday, after my birthday, the Los Angeles Angels. Yes. Okay. So, anyways, back to the show. We're gonna wrap for tonight. I think we've talked long enough. I've given you enough of an earful for today. I'm stoked about what we got going on here, guys. I really think that this depth is better than I thought it was. I'm going to take a couple steps back on my anger and just kind of wait and see at this juncture. I'm still mad that we don't have it on deck, though. I'm going to put that out there. All right. This is Eric Agnew signing off. I want to say thank you for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. And check out the links below. Check out the videos on my channel. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot a comment down below or go over to the Miller Park Minute Facebook page. Anchor Podcasts. We're all over Instagram. I might do short form. Do you guys like short form? Reels and TikToks and those kind of things? Let me know. Comment down below. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. You have a great rest of your night. Go Brewers.
Thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute. Go Brewers.